Hello, hello. How are you all doing? Do let me know about the audio levels and all that fun stuff. Just so I'm not blowing your ear holes out or I'm not too quiet. Let's see here. Alright, just double check if we've got YouTube going. Beautiful. Howdy, hey, turn it up just a tad, please. I think I've just got to talk into the mic louder or like more directionally. How's that, Bone Brew? Hope you're doing well. All right. So, up top, you got 3 days. We're going straight into plug mode before we get into the drawing mode, okay? 3 days to get 10% off my grey matter confidently paint form, light and value from imagination workshop that's happening in January 28th. 3 days and the price is going up. Okay, so if you've been thinking about it, now's your chance. Okay, quick little overview. It's going to be 5 weeks long. The goal of it is going to be self-sufficiency. All right, I want to give you all the things, all the necessary things that really helped me just get some freedom, you know, in painting whatever I want and making it look like it's sitting in some sort of reality. And that all started with understanding values. I really wish that I focused more on values and understanding what's happening with light, more importantly, because values are really just the way of expressing what's happening in the real world, if that makes sense. So give it a whirl if you do so feel like it. 3 days to get 10% off. Then the price is going up until the class starts, and when all the spots are filled, that's it. All right, so there's a few spots left in the European time zone and the American time zone, and only a couple of spots for the one-on-one sort of mentorship seats. So we got the sit-in seats, the workshop seats, and the one-on-one seats. You get weekly live Zoom classes, you get the replays, you get weekly assignments, group critiques, and personalized critiques. So I will record a critique for you in the workshop seat and the one-on-one seat. You got everyone gets the private Discord community, and the workshop and the one-on-one seat get early access and lifetime access to my on-demand course that I'm working on right now that's going to be released early next year. So that's enough plug-in. Do you have a chat command for it? I'm not sure what you mean by a chat command, Bone Brew. All right, so let you know, 3 days left for the 10% off, then the price goes up. Would love to see you in there. Let's get into what we're here for, shall we? Boom. All right, so I wanted to let's have a look. La 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 la. Is the on-demand course still focused on the grey matter? Yeah, it will be focused on values and light and diving deep. And it's not a like a recording of the live sessions. It's done completely from scratch, really diving deep. Bunch of demos, bunch of put together videos in a specific way where it made sense to me. It'll make sense when it's starting to come together, but I'm currently working on it, and it shall be fun. And the chat command is like course to pull up the link for the grey matter course, so when people come in, they could do that. Man, that's bloody cool. No chat command at the moment. But that's a good idea for the future. Definitely. All right. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas and is having a good little holiday break, you know? Today, what I'd love to have a play around with, if it's all right with you, would be to just start with some gesture, you know, just a bit of gesture to get going. I've got some gesture. I've got some reference images up here. I'm just going to get going with it. All right, and then we'll see where this takes us. Now I'm getting too in the weeds. Gesture, that's what we're after. This is what I'm seeing. 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 All right, so you got this kind of deal. Let's see if we can then flesh this out a little bit more. So I'm seeing deltoid. So this is where we sort of like weave in and out of anatomy, gesture, the gesture of the anatomy, if you know what I'm saying. So there's just this swoop of the arm. Might want to put a little bit of the nose in here just for direction. So I'm going to keep them small as well, like the references. Let's not get... That's something I want to work on, is not being too zoomed in. Also, I got myself this little bugger. I don't know if anyone's ever played around with one of these. Oh, I haven't got fucking chat up. Hold on. Give me uno momento, por favor. Ay. Ren, how you doing? There we go. How rude of me. New profile picture? Yeah, so this little, like, not sponsored. No, I went and got this. I just looked up like macro keyboard sort of thing. Pretty legit. Like, also I don't want it to be annoying as well for stream. So do let me know if the clicking and clacking is getting in the way of your optimal streaming experience. But I just found myself, like, my hand was just like cramping because I'm like Command Shift Z, Command Z, Command Shift D, Command D, F. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like all the time. So then I've there is a learning curve. Thumb guns. Ben is looking left. Hold on. Now to you. Now I'm looking left. You're thumb guns. You're on the ball, my friend. How you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, got a new setup. New angles. Getting ready for the content. What do we call it? The content extravaganza. All right. Elbow. Towel. Latissimus. Serratus. Obliquus. Somewhere around here, maybe. Who knows? Great job, bro. Your art is so comfortable and inspiring me. 3D Mecha. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. George or Jorge. Hi, Ben. Just stepped in to say hello. It's 1:24 here, so I'm going to catch some sleep. I'll catch the recording tomorrow and keep it. I appreciate it, my friend. Have a great sleep. Value Art, how you doing? Great to have you. Welcome back. So yeah, we got some gesture going right here. So it's kind of like, it's similar, a similar way of thinking to like this analogy that I made of like 2D versus 3D. I did this backwards, but you'll get the idea. So like this 2D thing, this 3D thinking, and you got 2D thinking, and it's kind of like on a slider. We imagine like a little slider. I'm going to go analog. I'm going to go like a little, like, imagine like a little slider, right? And at any point in time, throughout a drawing, I could be somewhere in between either of these two. So in the beginning here, I was very much in 2D land. But now we're starting to creep a little bit over into the 3D space, if that makes any sense at all. I hope it does. Okay, finding the swoop. Even thinking about some of the cast shadow could be nice. So then we have towel. Towel wrapping around here. Towel under here. Towel. Something like that. But yeah, this like little macro keyboard, I think it's called the Tartarus Tartarus V2. It was cheaper little thing. But I'm thinking also from the editing standpoint, one thing as well with this one, it doesn't have a native Mac app to bind to the keyboard. So you have to get something called Carabiner to do it. And it's not the most intuitive thing in the world, but I vibe coded like a little app to rebind the keys. So just keep that in mind if you're on Mac as well, because it was a bit of a pain in the tuchus. But I've got specific key bindings for editing, for this. Like, it is nice just to be like a flicker, just like a little flick, and it's just like undo. Right, so I'm getting too in the weeds right now. We don't need fingernails and all that sort of stuff. We just need the gesture. All right, and I got one key just for flipping. Look at that. Boom, boom. There we go. The Bone Brew, I've been streaming on Substack for the past 2 weeks now, and I think I get what you mean when it comes to streaming and practice time. It's interesting. Yeah, what have you found? What have you found? Like, it's getting a bit easier? It's less foreign? Tori Rice. Just started following about a week ago. Welcome. Great to have you. I like your style. I'm just finished deleting down to 3 artists to follow and learn from. So you're one of the 3 artists. Holy shit. I am honored. Thank you very much. I made the cut. I do find that I tend to ramble more and things seem to pop up more easily in terms of ideas for me, but I do feel like pressure to talk and entertain. Yeah, I mean, it's a balance that you've got to strike, you know. You'll probably notice, because this is a very like chill stream, right? There's no real plan. This is a consistency thing for me. I'm not looking for growth. I'm not looking for the most viral stuff. At some point I might. So we might do different streams, but you'll notice a couple of things. If I'm experimenting and I'm trying to figure out something, I'll go quiet. I'll go quiet and I'll get in the zone and I will not talk. And I don't even realize that I'm doing that, you know? Because I'm concentrating, but then I'll snap back out of it and be like, whoop. And also by the end of the stream, I will tend to trail off my sentences and I'll just be in the zone of just doing stuff, you know? It's just one of those things. Like if this was a focused thing, I wouldn't do that. Because I would know exactly what I'm doing. I know the beginning and the end. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. You'll find your own style as well. All right, this was a cool little one. I think this could be a cool... I don't know. Turn it into something different, you know? Doesn't have to be Rafa. Same, I started doing watercolor, so it's something that I notice when trying to color is that I'm way more quiet. It's not my strong suit. Yeah, exactly. If you're working on something, like this, like if I'm trying to produce something, right? If I'm trying to get something out there, streaming it is not the most efficient way of doing it. You know? That would be nice if I could get better at figuring out ways where I could like do a bit of both. Like I could get I don't know. I could utilize some of this into other content. I haven't planned that as yet. But yeah, there's definitely ways to optimize it so you can utilize the stuff that you do on stream. To serve you. See, there you go. I just like switched off and now I'm back. Temi, hello. How do you feel when people do master study of your work? Would you be interested how other people are trying to art and match your style? I think it's great. Yeah. It's what's the word? I'm honored. I'll question value versus color. Would you say that it's more important to learn value first? Yes. Or not first. Yes. Okay, there's a caveat there. I don't think that you should like I don't know. When learning anything, I think you should follow your interest, but value is the precursor to any form of like color, like anything. Like you may have heard that colors can't save bad values, you know? And it's something that I wish I focused more on because it allows me, like I did, let's have a look. Black dude, color dude. Like this guy. I was just playing around with color yesterday, right? So I got, I think it was, it was in my sculpture. So it's not an exact copy of this sculpt, right? But I was like, okay, let's have some fun and let's see if I can do some like crazy colors, right? Well, without understanding values, see how it still reads? Turn it all black and white, it still reads as black and white. Without this, there is no, absolutely no specific red or blue or transition between the yellow into the red that's going to save it. You know, everything is predicated on understanding values. And for me, understanding how light works makes understanding values a heck of a lot easier. And it's way more flexible, if that makes sense. When do we get some OCs? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Yeah, I definitely want to see you get into some more OC IP work, doing the animal to person challenge and the dinosaur project we talked about months ago. Yeah, I reckon that that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. Sam, I've been loving the late night studies you've been doing. Given the time of year, are you like me and need to go have introvert time after social gatherings? No, not particularly. Not particularly. Like, I've just, I've had not more time. I've just made more time for making art, if that makes sense. And it's like one of my not New Year's resolutions, because I don't think, for me, they don't work that well. So it's just like I decided I want to make more time for art, so I did it. You know, so I've just been doing it. I wanted to do more oils. I've been saying it forever, so I just whacked out the bloody palette and just started. You know, but yeah. Anyway, to answer your question, Bo Brute, yeah. So this is why even you flip it, you know, and this is the fun that you can have with values where you don't, like, you notice how this is super, like the darks are super dark here, but I haven't done them the same value as, like, I could copy this one for one and eventually make it look like the photograph if I wanted to, but that's no fun to me, right? So a lot of values has to do with context, and context can come from the understanding of how light works. You know what I mean? So for this one in particular, I just decided, okay, this reddish color is going to be my darkest darks and I won't go darker than that, right? And then this highlight is going to be my lightest light. Now let's play between those constraints, you know, and you can do that. You have so much fun with it, you know? Orkin, hey Ben, when you're coloring your drawings, what's the first thing you pay attention to in the color palette to keep everything feeling like it's in the same universe. Good question. I mean, it changes a lot as I go, you know, like here, if I'm playing with this, like this just started as blue and red because I was like complementary colors, that'll look okay. Right? That's as simple as I was thinking. But then I was like, it looks kind of shit. If I'm honest, you know, like it wasn't really doing it for me. So then I wanted to start like, this isn't like a finish, this is just like a study, right? But I wanted to add some color variation because that's what I like that in more like normal colored drawings. So I wanted to add a little bit of that color variation within the lights here to make it a little bit more visually interesting instead of it just being one swath of blue. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing I'm thinking about. And then I'll just tweak it. But honestly, like I'm thinking about this, right? Because I could come in here and I could just go, all right, I want to make this. What do we think? Like, I want to make this a little bit more red. All right. I want to make sure though that here we can skew that to the reds. But if I put like this more pinky color that I've got here, if I go and whack that down here, breaks the illusion completely. So now I've got to think about the value. How light or dark is it? Scooch it over to the reds. And now I can start making those decisions. Now we've got two values here. How are we going to jump between them? Ideally, with a little bit of a color or value, a color wiggle or a hue wiggle, you know? Maybe. A little bit brighter, a little bit more desaturated. Right, and that's how you can start getting some of these color, I don't know, color vibrations. Slowly but surely, right? Dude, that's so good. I've been working on some animation skills. Nice one. And going down a 3D printer research rabbit hole. Beautiful. Yeah. That's a fun one. I want to do a lot more 3D printer stuff in the new year. Vardan, how you doing? Oh, Remby. My little Belgian waffle, how you doing? All right, let's get back to our gesture. There we go. So I'm looking at this fella here now. Something a little bit more mundane, right? But I'd like to see your approach when it comes to creating multiple studies of one character. Good idea. Different angles and such, pushing the shape, squash and stretch while staying roughly on model. I like it. That's a good idea. You'll notice I'm not sticking to his like body type as well. All right. This is like kind of a bigger guy. But I'm using the cues from the pose, if that makes sense. I mean, we could give him hair if we wanted to. He looks like Johnny Bravo. Hey, mama. We could just, yeah, we could do whatever we want, right? But yeah, can you guys hear this like keyboard, like the little one-handed keyboard thing going? I don't know if it's annoying or not. Because I will leave that for personal work, if so. Because I don't think I've ever used like a mechanical keyboard before. I've only ever had like Apple stuff. This is like a nice little hand gesture as well. Bunch that stuff up. Give it a little flip. See if it's looking good the same. And the thing is, right, if you're lost for things to draw, I always like to go and see if I can plug in some knowledge gaps. Right, so here, if I've done like a gesture, maybe I want to knock it back. Let's see if we can find some simple shapes first. Junkie LK, hi Ben. I fell in the artist trap when learning shading values, studied skin only and not any other material. Damn. That's all right. What you would have learnt from doing skin can be applied to other things as well, for sure. It's all the same principles. Light is light. Value is value. This is why I don't understand so much when people are like, how to draw skin. Like how to paint skin. I get it. I'll probably do some, and I think I have done some in the past. But like I like to almost, it's like a hook for a reel or something, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people will ask that question, but it's almost the wrong thing to ask. Not the wrong thing. I would propose that there's a better way to ask that question. Not like how do I draw skin? I would ask more so, what is the object that I'm painting? What is the light source? How shiny or matte is the object? And what's the local color or value of the object? With these, you can do so much with those questions, you know? Yeah, it would be the same principle, kind of, most of the time. When it comes to like metal and metallic, like say gold or more transparent materials, there's a couple more things that you got to contend with. But in reality, you can look up some reference for it and start to understand how that's going to help you out, you know? Like, yeah, if you're ever bored or you can't figure out what to draw, I like to just do this sort of stuff. Like, understand. I'm just like refining my understanding of what I've invented here. There's probably the pectorals right here. Rudane Ars, thank you so much. Terry Minor Art, appreciate you, my friend. That is a mistake on my part. I'm not actually on Twitch right now. I was having some trouble with Twitch, actually getting the stream on. Like it kept bugging out. I don't know why. Something I just haven't explored a solution to yet. But no, thank you for letting me know. If you want a better experience from Instagram, go give it a whirl on YouTube. But yeah, like doing stuff like this and trying to like understand this made up object, right? We made this up completely. How do the objects sit in 3D space. Maybe have a play around with slicing them up. So you got an arm here, you know, maybe we slice this here, and then maybe we experiment with like more of a box down here, you know. Ah, no worries, Terry. Appreciate you, my friend. Fat Cappy, how you doing? Great to have you. So yeah, I could just spend like hours and hours just like going through this process and just playing. All right, because this is stuff that's going to help me. It is not. It's kind of like, what's an analogy here? Bless you me. So where is this hand? Right, also don't want to get stuck in the weeds either. Okay? Don't want to get stuck in the weeds. But, yeah, it's good fun. Just trying to find the simple shapes. Because it doesn't have to be like, let's draw a fucking box. And then that's it, you know? Because you can work it backwards and forwards. You can draw something first. And then try and reverse engineer what you've drawn to see if it makes sense. You know? Or you can do it the other way. Or you can start drawing the boxes and then fill in the rest as you go. I've kind of landed sort of like on a hybrid Tom Fox Michael Hampton blocking out of the rib cage. And the big thing that I was neglecting a little bit was this area, like how this actually goes back in space. Like the collarbone. It's like boom boom. And then you got all this stuff happening in here. All right, and then you can sort of reverse engineer it and then go back and forth between, you know what I mean? Thank you, Orkin. So you can go both ways. All right, next. This is a nice little. Let's play with this. I'm going to save this one as well. Is it going to let me save it? Why can't I save it? Thank you. Let me save it. You can draw it. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So what are some characteristics that I'm seeing here? I'm seeing head tilted forward. It's not a bad idea either to like just give yourself a couple of cues, you know? So I'm seeing head tilted forward. I'm seeing this swoop, I'm seeing this foot forward in comparison to this foot. So there is a little bit of a discrepancy between these guys, right? So we can put in that ground plane. And let's go for it. Head forward. Leaning. It's kind of a... it's a tricky, it's an interesting pose. Then we got the hand out here. So this is just the gesture. So this is going back, and we can imagine that arm going back in space here. I knew the same principle applied to any other material, but I couldn't understand how to exactly. And copying wasn't enough, at least for me. I needed something to click in my head. An aha moment. Johnny LK. It's like you are the perfect use case, or exactly where I was when I was trying to figure this stuff out for myself, you know? Because copying isn't enough. You're doing another 500 value studies or material studies, at least for me, wasn't getting me anywhere. All right, so we got the boom, boom, boom. Still need that shoulder on this side. Follow it through. We are symmetrical, typically. Symmetrical. All right, let's knock it back. And see if we can match the sort of more athletic, muscular, stylized character, but using a bit of our understanding of what we've learnt with the gesture. So his arms might be a little bit larger. So this out here might be a little bit further out. You know what I'm saying? I would like to push the head a little bit more forward as well. So I'm trying to imagine a little bit of that anatomy. Now his legs are going to be a lot longer, I think. I would presume. But then we can do this where he's holding it. You can look at a little bit of this shoulder that might be up a little bit further. No, his legs are a little bit too small, I'm thinking. Don't know what you think, but I think we go knee there, because a lot of the weight is going to be on this guy, and this guy's just sort of along for the ride. Now it looks a bit off. We can tweak and we can change. Don't you worry. Alright, so this is coming down here. Let's imagine knee muscles upgraded, that's right. Jeppe, how many years did you take to be a professional illustrator and concept artist? Tricky question to answer, if I'm honest. Yeah, very tricky question, because I've been drawing on and off for most of my life, right? And hold on. Hold the phone. Hold, please. Trying to figure out perspective. Need uno momento. His torso is a little bit too small. Yeah, so it's kind of like I think it's been the last like 2 years that I've 2 and a bit years maybe that I've been doing the more stylized stuff, and that's what got me any form of whatever you call it, recognition. But I've been drawing on and off for most of my life. Yeah, how is one supposed to break into the industry? Because oftentimes there is this statement that you need to be a certain skill level, but I don't feel like art has an objective bar. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's one of those things where it's like there's so many different ways to get into the industry, whatever the industry. Like it's kind of such a vague thing. Like, oh, I want to get into the industry. What's the industry that you want to get into? There's so many different things that you can do. You know, you can do the social media route, which I've been doing. You can sell your originals. You can sell like whatever you want, really, as long as you can market it. Then it can be done. But it's like, all right, well, what else do you want to do? Commission work? Do you want to do game stuff? Do you know what I mean? Like it's hard to put like just like a set. Oh, I'm still learning this keyboard. It's working against me at the moment. Hey Ben, is there anything in your drawing skills you feel like you still need to work on, improve? Everything. Like everything. Because like there's no point really that I can see where I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm done. You know? Especially when you start getting yourself around other artists and other people doing cool shit. Like, then you're like, oh, I'm never going to be where I want to be. Like, in the sense of, not want it, no, that's not right. It's like, I'm never going to be finished discovering new stuff, you know? And that makes it the most fun thing in the world. Venom King, good morning. I've been trying to learn your art style. It's so great. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thanks for popping in. The hardest path is the independent path. The one you are sort of on, or the one Matt Rhodes is on. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I've not taken the other path, so I don't know. I've been learning to draw, and I've been studying illustration and concept art with Art What Academy and Jean Frey's Academy from the last 3 years. Nice. I started from zero. I did not know how to draw. Beautiful. Congrats. I want to emulate music artists who are independent but not sure how to apply the same methods and thoughts and frameworks to art. Well, you could work on reverse engineering how people did it. You know, that's what I would do. I think it's smart to look outside other industries on ways to break in or do your own thing, you know, especially from the independent side of things. I do that from a content standpoint as well. I love to look at things that aren't like saturated in the art space, you know? Where could I apply similar principles or thinking, you know? This I'm still learning the keyboard. I'm not as fast as I'd like to be. But that's okay. I'd like to know if I'm too far off being considered professional. What do you want to do? The best way to figure that out, if, for example, you're looking to be or get into a specific industry, apply for jobs in that industry. You'll quickly find out if you are or not, you know? Yeah, man, I've been noodling on this one for a while now. God damn. All right, so this is out. Yeah, this is if I would take my time and try and understand what's happening a little bit more. Really get to know the forms. I would almost like a little bit more of a twist here, you know what I mean? Like how would that, I think this would probably fold a little bit more maybe. Boom, boom, something like that. Let's go another one. Same deal. Different pose slightly. Let's just find the gesture. I'm seeing like this kind of deal here. Like whoop. Right, that could be a little gesture for us. Doesn't have to be the final. But really what's happening is if we look at the shoulders, they're facing us more and the hips are facing that way a little bit more. Well, that looks rude. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I need to learn how to do. Reverse engineer the methods and frameworks outside of this industry. Yeah, and it's a good practice. You know? So let's see if we wanted to have the chest facing this way, what does everything have to do to then make it to this point, you know? Or make it to the hips, the pelvis. But then you got the shoulder that's up, so we can look at the clavicular region, and this one's down. Kind of looks like he's like, hey, hey. A little bit like that at the moment. But that's kind of not far off, you know? The Lord's Gym. Thank you. Boom. And then we can go elbow, out, shabang. Then here, arm. Then arm coming backwards. Bap. You know, we kind of revert. We're figuring it out. We're building the drawing as we go. Sweep. And it's kind of these mundane poses that can be the trickiest because they're so subtle, right? I've got to stop saying right. I'm sorry. It does my head in if I ever rewatch my stuff back. I'm sorry. I've got to stop saying right. You got to call me out on it. The robotic dream. My problem right now is unrealistic timelines. In my mind, I want to sketch for 10 minutes, then render out a realistic passing piece in an hour. Concept artists make it look so easy. Yeah, and they use all the tools at their disposal, you know? But also, I've said this a lot, right, before, that slow is fast in a way. There's not, like, if you think of it, like, I could be coming in here and trying to go fast and be like, oh, fuck. Shit. Okay. Knee here. Maybe this is here. Maybe that's there. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I could be doing it that way, which isn't a bad way. It's not a good way. It's just not a way that I'd like to work personally. Versus considered, there's a line. Okay. There's a line here. Let's see. There. You know? Like taking the time, if you can get more quote unquote correct lines versus incorrect lines, means there's going to be less cleaning up after, you know? Shit. I said you know again. It's going to take a while. And then if you've done any anatomy study with these gestures, you could come back and see if you can find some of that anatomy, like the pecs here. Where do the pecs sort of slot in to the arm? They're going to sort of slot in there. All right, so then you can start playing around with, okay, let's see if we can really show that. You got the rib cage, maybe a little bit of the serratus, and the lats, maybe. Doubt it though. You got the obliques. See how it's built, like I'm building it up. Slowly but surely, building it, building it. I don't know. That's just the way I like to do it. I also like to get scribbly from time to time as well. So, again, no right or wrong way on how to do these things. This could be the Superman transition or transformation. What's the bloody Superman logo? Or Spider-Man. That's more my... That's more my style. Cool. Next up. Do we do more of these? Now, let's try something a little different. I'd like to find one with some like clear... is this... Yeah, stream figure reference. Good, good, good. With some clear light and shadow shapes. That would be lovely, because I want to try something out. I mean, we can always invent our light and shadow shapes if we wanted to. I've done this one before, but I don't know, I quite like it. Or maybe I haven't done it on stream. I think I did it down here as like a warm-up. I think. Or maybe I did it last stream. I do want to try it again, but let's see if we can add some tone, a little value, but subtly, right? And I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you how it'll make sense. I hope. Let's get a nice bit of real estate here. This adds the gesture. Boom, boom. Got to move him around so we don't have enough room. Or we extend this guy. Well, that'll do. Up. 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 Okay. Got a bit of room now. All right, where were we? All right, got a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Let's understand what's happening here. Lats. Boom. But this is essentially just a shape that's in front of this shape. You know, this whole block. And I think you'd have the teres major here. This is your traps. It's a trap. Here, crease, crease. And there's some subtle, like directional things that we can take cues from, right? So we're going to be seeing a little bit less of this ear versus this ear. And that can just turn the head ever so slightly, but it just gives it a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit of something. Now this whole arm is going to be back here. Sweet, sweet me. I'm sorry. I've disappointed you. Please forgive me. We going for stylized proportions? Toll? Yep. Always. Okay. So this is what I want to try out. I want to find... Never too late. I want to find the difference. What I really want to do is I want to find the lights and the darks, the difference between the two of them, right? So let's crank this guy up a little bit. And we've got to make some decisions here. So I can see what's still in the light. And I almost want to make like that hard edge. What's still in the light? I think this is still in the light. This guy is going to be cut in there. I think we could also say that this is going into the shadow. Potentially here. Depends how, because there's like other light sources going on here. Let's just say that there, that side of the hair. All right, now we can try and see if we could do something very subtle. Like don't color the whole thing in, but just get some. I probably haven't chosen the best reference if I'm honest. I want to find like I want to lose the shapes where it can still, like here's a beautiful example. It's a shame it's like right on the arm here, but it's like the core shadow, and then we lose everything past that core shadow. We could still do the same here. Maybe we should do it really in the same direction. I think that'll be the play. This is where you can get this like cool effect where it's like it looks 3D, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. Those are the best kind of effects where you can't really even explain them. We could go with the Nah, it's not the best reference for it because he's got a bunch of different light sources, which is annoying. I think we can come through and erase here later as well. But it's really that hard edge that we can sort of sketch in to sell it. Toll, could you talk more about some significance of stroke direction? Depends on the effect that you're going after. Yeah, it's tricky. Because you may want a more unified sort of stroke direction. Which is kind of what I've got here, like everything's going this way. You see what I mean here, like with this? Or you could go like crazy with it. Again, it comes down to values and your understanding of these like form principles. Like where can we lose the edge here? Maybe we could come through and smudge it all if we wanted to. It kind of looks shit. Alright, so we can just start playing. Where is the soft edge of those transitions? Maybe it's up here. So you can just like lose stuff, which is nice as well. A few places in life where losing stuff is lovely. I think we would be better off actually trying to get a better reference with like the with the light and the value. Let's see if we can find another. Well, that's kind of... If we go back to our figure. More ideas. Come on. Looking for real clear directional lighting. I want the lights and the darks to be separated, please. Nah, they're all very flat. This is kind of what I'm after, you know, like real clear separations of light and shadow. What? We could do that one. Let's see. Mark, how you doing? All right, let's start with gesture. Boom, boom. Hips. Up. Arm. Out. Elbow. Arm to shoulder. Connection point to arm. Deltoid. Neck. Ponytail. Headband. Ear. Other shoulder. Center line of the back. Foreshortened arm. All right, this is a nice little cast shadow here. Mark, great to have you, my friend. I always appreciate you popping in. Yeah, I'm good, dude. I'm good. Just trying to figure out how I can make this get like how to give some dimension while being very, very minimalistic. So we've got a nice little cast shadow here. Cast shadow here. Let's see if, yeah, come here. How's the dogs? Where's our cardigan? The dogs are good. The dogs are good. Where's our cardigan? Our cardigan. I don't know the reference. I'm sorry, you lost me. Aaron, how do you get in the habit of studying art often? Start small. Just like with everything. If I wanted to train for a marathon, I'm not going to go start running a bloody marathon. Literally, and I mean small. I'm talking about draw a nose, and that's a successful day. Not even a particularly rendered nose. You know, the arm is high. You're high. No, that was mean. Well, you might be. I don't know, but yeah, I know. I'm not going for accuracy here. I'm trying to see if I can get this like effect of just shoop. I don't have the right brush though, that's the thing. Like it gives that illusion of reflected light, that really hard sort of core shadow while being very minimal. I think I could darken that. Super, how you doing, my friend? Super. Best retopology tool to use, go. I'm good, man. You see how it's got like a little bit of, I don't know. I see other artists do this a lot, and I wanted to do the same. What it's doing is giving this illusion, right? If we were to do it on a sphere, instead of fully coloring this whole thing in, getting that core shadow, we've got the cast shadow, and everything's like making sense because we've filled in all the gaps. What it's doing is it's just taking all this away, and it's just zip, 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 zip. You know? Very minimal. Because then you can come back through. I mean, this is like my typical style per se, but I'm just like experimenting. This is what it's all about, trying different things. Because I might use this in a different illustration, you know? I think it's quad remesher, nice Mark. It's on, I think it's called Speed Retopo. It's $5. It's on Gunroad. Quad remesher is an auto remesher. It's not really for retopology. Yeah. Looks like the blurry people in architecture viz renders, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I kind of like the look of that. Let's see if we can stylize it a little bit more. I don't think I'm pushing the values as far as I would like to. And then I think we might give this one, call it a day-ish after this one. It's a shorter one today. But I had some fun doing some gesture with you. All right, so how can we stylize this? What are the levers that we can pull? Maybe, so we got the hips going this way, so maybe this goes even more. Up. Need to move this guy out of the way. Thank you. And I think this one out the way as well. Thank you. All right, so Speed Retopo. All right, I'll give it a whirl. So that's the one you use. Also got to learn about retopology, but I just wanted to get some recommendations. I've never asked you this before, Benjamin, but what size is your canvas? 4,000 by 4,000 pixels. And how do you not get overwhelmed by different drawings covering every possible surface? I kind of like the look of it. I don't care that much, if I'm honest. It doesn't bother me because I can always like move them. See, this is like just copying the reference. Kind of stiff, kind of boring, don't like it. Now I'm pushing. The retopology question is a bit loaded because different models have different needs. True. Sometimes decimate is a good remesh if all you need is a static remesh. I'll teach you retopo. It's honestly not that hard to wrap your head around. It just seems daunting. Yeah, I almost... yeah, thanking layers is more polite than a Canadian... I know, right? I almost feel like it could be quite meditative. Meditative? Like, I'm quite looking forward to having a go. She's looking kind of uncomfortable, if I'm honest. So we could do like half anatomical, half gestural. My brain would stop working if I attempted that, but maybe I should try. So I train to get used to chaos. But if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. There's no real benefit to it. It does keep different ideas next to each other though, which I do quite like. Like particularly if I'm doing an illustration or something. I like it on your canvas. No, I get you. I get you. I need to learn how to accept the mess to save space in my sketchbooks. Yeah, yeah. There you go. That's a good point. Whoa! Did I just close it? There is a bug in my keyboard shortcuts. How much did we lose? Not much. Nice. Autosave saved the day. All right. Knock it back. All right. As I finalize, or not finalize, but I clean up some of these lines. 3 days left to join the workshop at 10% off for the January 24th workshop. All about light and value and understanding it so you can use it as a tool to invent things from imagination. It's one of the best skills that I've learned. I'm going to walk you through everything that has helped me get things to click, you know. Link is in the description if you would like to check that out. Everything else, you know where to find me, you smart people. You know where links are. There are a couple of spots available for the Europe. So there's 2 time zones, European and Americas. Let's find this clavicle. So that would actually be probably doing something like that. Oh, I'd enjoy finding the anatomy. It's bloody fun. It's just like a little puzzle piece. Sorry, I was mid-plug. Yeah, there's a few spots left for the European and the Americas. There's also a couple of spots left for the one-on-one mentorship, where you get 3 one-hour sessions with me to go through your work. We can even talk about social media stuff, whatever you think is going to be beneficial to you. I'd recommend, if you do get that, I've said it to the people that have already signed up, to book after the workshop. That's just my recommendation. You can book it whenever, but just so you get the full experience up front, so then we can really dive in to helping you out, if you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. Tyler, what's going on, dude? How are ya? So I'm getting real blocky with this lady. Real blocky. Real muscular. Tricep. Boom. Coming towards us. The ulna is going to go directly there. Tank girl, that's right, hey? I'm trying to fight, like, I'm obviously exaggerating the muscles a lot, but I do want to find that's not that. The hair would not fall like that. Let's be real. Probably more like that. There we go. I'm trying to invent and find at the same time some of these muscles. So probably come here. You got the little triangle bit that helps with the pelvis. And even if you don't understand all the muscles and everything, Cass One Gator, thank you. Wrestling her would hurt, true. Even if you don't understand all the muscles, I think you can get a really, really long way with just trying to observe what's in front and what's behind. You know, is there anything that makes sense just from an observation standpoint? Can you see some of this weaving happening? All right, I can see that this is going to be behind here. That's where the bone would probably protrude. Something like that. Well, I thought, yeah, weave in and out of anatomy just for the funsies, you know. Got the greater trochanter. And as Proco would say, the croissant of the glutes. Croissant. Okay. It's getting a little messy. Oh no. I did it all on the white layer. Look. Oh, well, we've got to use white to erase then. Gonna wrap around, do this kind of deal. It's gonna connect in there. Just, I don't know. I find this very, very fun trying to find the invented anatomy. Even if it's wonky, you know, I don't really care. I could do a very accurate anatomy study, you know. But I find that doing stuff like this helps that accurate stuff even more. Now you're thinking traditionally. The other day was the first time I used white paint to clean up the edges of a painting. How good is it? It's fun, right? Because it's like, oh, I can clean stuff up. It's not as permanent as I thought, you know. Fuck, gotta stop saying you know. Maybe you don't know. Maybe I don't know. But I'll say it anyway. Going for a longer stream tonight? Nah, no, I'm gonna head off in a couple of minutes. I'm just noodling away a little bit. Want to get it to some sort of a spot where I'm like, okay, it's almost there. So we imagine that, then this comes up. Glute. And then loot. Maybe. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if this is safe for YouTube. So here we go. Ta-da. Safe for YouTube now. If we don't know, you'll let us know. You know? Yeah, true. No, something's up with this shoulder. You know? No. That was I knew what I was doing. So that's probably going to end around here. Like that. I think it would actually do something more along those lines, maybe. Yeah. Good enough for now. And she has glasses. There you go. Glasses are a cheat to add direction, as well as the ears. Okay. With that, I reckon we'll leave it. Fun. Gesture. I prefer the stylization of the angled shoulder. Yeah, you know what? I did as well. But it was just like too big. This is where I would go and I would iterate. It's like kind of stylized, but kind of not now. So then I'd take it a step further and I would even like simplify a lot of these shapes. Like even more. Iron out the details. Right, and that's the fun of it. You could just keep iterating and iterating and iterating and keep going and going and going. Bodybuilder nerd. That's right. All right. With that, I will bid you adieu. Have a great Happy New Year. I'll see you in 2026. How weird's that? Quick little recap of today, I guess. Started off with this fella. I quite like him. He gives me Tarzan vibes, if I'm honest. Tarzan vibes. Then we went through and started to understand some of the simplified shapes just for funsies. And then we did some dudes taking off their jackets. Gesture. And then I played around with this kind of thing. And then we played around with this kind of thing, and then this kind of thing. Noid. My apologies. Karan Pathiwada. Happy New Year, my friend. All right. With that, I'll catch you next week. 2026, Mondays, 10:45 Australian Central Daylight Time, Standard Time, whatever it is, around 4 p.m. PST. Thank you so much for joining this year, for the support that all of you have given me. It's an absolute pleasure to rock up every week and have you guys join. Honestly, for those in chat, you're bloody legends. For those that aren't in chat, the lurkers, just as much of a legend. Right? I'm a lurker at heart. So, yeah. Thank you once again. Honestly means a lot. Looking forward to what we got planned for 2026. Got some cool stuff coming. Stay safe. Be sensible on New Year's. And, yeah. Check out the workshop if you want to. All the links are in the description. And I'll catch you next week. All right. See you later.